Dr. Damien, and welcome to the CDC. I'm the head director here. So you're probably wondering why you're here. Well, that's a simple question to answer. You see, there's a virus going around, and we have made an epic breakthrough. We've managed to completely find the virus's genome, but there's one problem. It's encoded in Mayan numerals. Problem is, none of us know how to actually read Mayan numerals, and Dom over here spending too much of the bandwidth rewatching the first episode of Has Been Hotel for us to actually look it up on the internet. So, can any of you guys help? I heard you need help with math. Good thing I'm the best mathematics student in the entirety of Walton. That's great. Do you know anything about Mayan math? Of course. Just let me sit down and I will tell you all about Mayan numerals and math. Okay, so basically, Mayan math is a concept created by the Mayan civilization hundreds of years ago. The Maya were an ancient civilization who found themselves on the Yucatan Peninsula, and they were known for basically being confused with the Aztecs, as well as their astronomy, calendars, and math. The Maya were wonderful mathematicians. They developed the concept of a numerical zero years before most other civilizations. They developed it in the year 32 BC. As well as that, they managed to calculate nearly exactly the length of a year and the length of a lunar month. What was their numerical system though? Well, the Maya used a numerical system that was a vigesimal system, meaning instead of going up by powers of 10, ones, tens, hundreds, they went up by the powers of 20, so ones, 20s, 400s. Each number place could have up to 19 units before it would transfer to the next number place, so there could be 19 ones, 19 20s, 19 400s, 19 8000s, and so on. In the traditional system used by the commoners and the merchants in the Mayan civilization, the third place would be multiplied by 400, so there could be 19 400s. But the priests and astronomers would use the Dresden Codex, where instead of a 400, they would multiply by 360, and that was most likely because the Maya would use the Dresden Codex to calculate dates and the length of years and months. The Maya would also use the Dresden Codex to calculate exact dates, so what they would do was they would add a number that was written out using their numerical system, multiplied using the Dresden Codex into a larger value, and then they would add that as a number of days to a commonly used creation date, which was most often the 12th of August, 3113 BC. Okay, so now you know the basics of the Mayan math system, but how do you write it on paper? Well, that's pretty simple actually. The Maya used 3 different symbols for their math. First, we have the bar. It was a straight horizontal line placed beneath any other symbols that would represent a value of 5. Then there was the dot, which would be placed above the bars and would represent 1 unit of value. Then there was an oval-like shape with 3 lines through it used to represent 0. Okay, so to write numbers greater than 19 using Mayan numerals, what you need to do is you need to write multiple groups of symbols horizontally. So on the rightmost group, you're going to have your ones, and then as you go left, the magnitude will increase to the 20s, 400s or 360s, and then up to the 8000s and so on. You may also see Mayan numbers written in brackets with semicolons in between them. Now that's a way of writing a Mayan numeral in Arabic numbers, our numbers. The way you'd read one of these Arabic Mayan numerals is you'd go right to left in increasing order of magnitude, so you'd have ones all the way at the right, going up to however high the number goes. Okay, so now to go over how you add and multiply Mayan numbers. So basically, it's nearly the same as our system, where you just multiply the values and then rewrite it. But in their system, rather than changing place when they reach 9 ones, they change place when they reach 19 ones, and then they go to the 20s instead of the 10s. The value ends up being the same whether you use our system or their system, but the way it's written looks completely different. Okay, so I'm here with a crazy example of Mayan addition. So basically you've got 6 written right here, vertically, and you've got 19 written right here, vertically. Now, when you add these numbers, 6 and 19, you can't just write 25 with 5 bars. Instead, you're going to have to write 1 dot right here, meaning 120, and then 1 bar over here, meaning 5 ones. This would represent the ones. This would represent the 20ths. Well, that sums up the Mayan numeral system. Looks like you guys can finally solve the virus now. Well, you see, the virus wasn't actually encoded in Mayan numerals. That was just a printer messing up. So we actually didn't need you. But thanks for the help anyway.